All right, welcome back to Medical Mondays right here on News Channel 5 Plus. I'm Casey Mason. Joining me all night tonight is Dr. David Gnewikow of Advanced Hearing Solutions. And we've answered a lot of questions tonight. We always appreciate you calling that number right there on your screen. And actually, we do have Dan on line one. Hi, Dan. What's your question tonight on Medical Monday?
Oh, hello. I want to thank the doctor. A few shows ago, I heard him talk about tinnitus, and I realized, by golly, that's what I got up in my left side.
Right.
And I retired out of the Army in 1995. I was in for 20 years, from 75 to 95. And I never got shot at or nothing. I was not a combat veteran. I don't want to blow that out of proportion, but I went to the rifle range a lot of times, and sometimes I was in charge of the rifle range, and a couple times I forgot my earplugs. And so you're there all day long, and the troops are laying down shooting their M16s, pop, 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 and you're trying to help them get qualified so they can shoot straight, but I'm listening to all the pop, pop, pop. And then when I never really realized, I didn't know if that's when it started, but I never really realized until I saw your show a few series ago. I said, by golly, I got that. And it's not so much a ringing as much as it is a high-pitched tone up beyond my ear, up into my head, like it's almost like a high-frequency, almost a harmonic kind of sound, where it just kind of constantly, when I lay down at night, I can hear it more clearly, of course, like you described. And so I want to thank you for bringing that to my attention, because I went to the VA, and they tested me. I didn't have hearing loss, but they verified the tinnitus. But here's another question I have for you, sir, if I may.
Sure.
First, I thank you. The next thing is, when I'm out spraying a weed killer, okay, and there's been a couple times where I wasn't properly protected spraying weed killer in my yard. That night when I went to bed, I had sort of like a tone, and then it'd stop, and I'd have another tone, same tone, and it'd stop. And is there anything to do with weed? And I actually sat there thinking, laying in bed, I said, I'm going to count the seconds in between the tones, and the tone would go for about 3 seconds, and it'd stop for 5 seconds. It was kind of silly. I don't know if it makes any sense to you, sure. But then after 5 seconds, it'd be like a bzzz for another 3 seconds, and it'd stop for 5 seconds, and it was up in the head kind of thing. But is there anything to do with chemicals or weed killers or things that may impact on I don't know what you'd call it, cerebral sort of things or hearing things, but I do thank you for the tinnitus advice.
Thank you for calling. That's an absolute great question, and you could be the best record keeper of tinnitus that I've ever heard. So that's a good story. I can't speak directly to kind of the timing of what you experienced, but I really can talk about sort of chemicals and tinnitus. So anything that messes with our body chemistry can change what we hear in our tinnitus, because it's based on a really delicate balance of chemicals in the inner ear. So for example, aspirin, ibuprofen, nicotine, alcohol, I just named everybody's favorite things right there, salt, a lot of different things that we put in our bodies can change what that tinnitus sounds like. And so I don't know any direct correlation, Dan, with weed killer, but I can say if you look at medications and you look at that big long list of side effects, many of them have tinnitus listed as a side effect, because it changes our body chemistry and it messes with what's going on in the inner ear. So absolutely, I think that it's likely that there could have been, some correlation with that. I'll talk on caffeine. I know I've only got a few more seconds, but I don't say that if you drink coffee it causes ringing in the ears, but I can tell for myself, if I drink too much, my tinnitus goes up. So anything that'll change your body chemistry can mess with that tinnitus a little bit.
Wow, very interesting. That was an excellent call, and thank you to all of our callers tonight. We really appreciate you joining in on our conversation. It's been some great questions tonight, and that was a nice compliment from Dan.
Yes, it was.
We
Thank
appreciate
you, Dan.
him saying that. So I agree. You've really helped, educate people tonight and answer these questions for us very well. And again, nice of you to call and compliment Dr. Gnewikow tonight. We'll go ahead and take one more quick break here, but we'll be right back.